Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from bright, shiny San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Hope you guys are fired up and ready for a fantastic day today. The only free lunch has a hook hidden inside. The only free lunch has a hook hidden inside. You guys have heard the saying of old, there's no such thing as a free lunch. So let's just go into that for a moment. You know, I saw a statement made at a national park that said something fascinating. It said, please, whatever you do not feed the animals. Do not feed the animals. If you feed the animals, they will become dependent on getting food from people in the park, and they will lose their natural ability to go out and get the food for themselves. Please do not feed the animals. You'll create a dependency on them. And the parallel that was being made, in no condescending way, because there are always those who are in tremendous need of assistance. So let's be clear with that. And quite frankly, the church is the one that should be meeting that need. And yet our government many times has a plan for accommodating and meeting the needs of individuals without requiring any type of reciprocation of exhortation and exertion of labor in order to obtain that, and it thinks that there's going to be a different result potentially attached to that, and unfortunately there is not. You know, there's dignity in working for what you earn. There's dignity in exerting and receiving. There's dignity in pushing and laboring and then receiving recompense. You know, being handed a large amount of money, many people believe will be the answer to life. Well, if I just had $1 million, well, if I just had $2 million, or if I just had $3 million, and the stories of those who have won the lottery have showed us what 90+% of the outcome is. They are more broke and more in debt within a year or two than before they received that money. To be able to receive a large sum of money and be able to build with it, multiply it, grow it, and turn it into something incredible requires some real serious thinking and some great people surrounding you to help you do that, unless an individual who is already trained in the way of financial wisdom receives that. So there's no free lunch unless there's a hook hidden inside. We are in a society now with a younger generation who is experiencing entitlement issues, which is a sense that something is deserved by them. They're entitled simply because they're sucking wind on this earth, entitled to things. I cannot tell you how many people I meet, young folks, that are unwilling to take an entry-level position because they're waiting for that $100,000 a year job, even though they have a $10 an hour skill set. A pipe dream, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pipe dream. Learning that when you work harder on you than you do on your business, when you work harder on you than you do on your work, for things to get better, Jim Rohn says, you've got to get better. For things to change, you've got to change. There's an incredible amount of effort and energy and work that goes into personal development for individuals who believe that they can have a bigger and better life. And so my encouragement to you today is this: if you do not have the results that you are enjoying, if you do not have the results that you feel you deserve, if you don't have the results that you feel you should have, I would ask you to look inside yourself and ask yourself a simple question. Are you giving it the very best that you can? Are you really giving it the very best that you can? Are you pushing yourself to the limit of discomfort and then pulling back? The story's told, and I'll bring it home with this in conclusion. of the gentleman who came outside and noticed that his child did not get on the bus but was laying in the street limp. The gentleman panicked and thought, I need to get my child to the hospital. So he picked up his cell phone to call 911, and the cell phone service was out. Does the man say, oh well, little Johnny's just going to have to stay passed out? No. So he gets in his car, goes to start the car's dead. What does he say? Oh well, little Johnny's just not going to make it. My car don't work. Then he goes back in the house to get an extra set of keys, realize he locked himself out. He's locked out. What does he say? Oh well, little Johnny's not going to make it. I'm locked out of my house. What would a parent do if their child was in need? What would a parent do if their child was in need and the phone didn't work and you were locked out of your house and your car was dead? Would you go, oh, this is just too much work. It's just too hard. I just can't figure it out. Little Johnny's just going to have to suffer, I guess. No. The parent would do what? It's 3 words. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get it done, to make sure that their child got the care that they needed. Whether that meant they would bang on door after door after door, whether that meant they would jump into the middle of the street and flag down traffic, whether that meant they would scream at the top of their lungs for help, that parent would not give up at the point of exhaustion or at the point of, well, my car don't work, my phone don't work, I'm locked out of my house. No. We all have the capacity to push past a place of comfort when it's important enough. If you're not experiencing the results you want in your life right now, here's my statement to you. It's just not important enough to you. Because when it's important enough to you, you'll figure it out. When your why is big enough, the how will come together. There is no free lunch. You want something great? You got to do something great. You got to be someone great. And it's equal opportunity. You guys have a great day.